Hi, welcome to the real world.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the real world?
Well, as real as it gets in Southern California.
This is Connie Howard, our dialectician, and Randy Tillai, our phonics specialist.
And this is Jean Zerna, voice and speech specialist, and the director of A-Team, Accent Modification Specialist Team in Los Angeles, California.
And this is as real as it gets. Real American English, the way Americans really speak it.
Only better.
Yes, only better. The way better spoken Americans speak, clearly articulated, fully expressed, and without an accent. You're going to learn to feel your speech, to experience sound as vibration, and to develop a sense memory of these American sounds.
Only better still.
Only better still. At the same time that you're learning to feel these American sounds perfectly, you'll be discovering vocal energy. The speech principles that you learn here will become your foundation for feeling sounds. They're the same techniques used by professional speakers, news broadcasters, and actors. Like them, you will be able to develop your vocal instrument. Now, here's where we come to a most unique feature of this course. The Diagnostic Evaluation Kit. In it, you'll find a blank audio cassette tape. On that tape, you record your speech sample according to the directions provided there. Mail it back to us in the pre-addressed envelope. A qualified dialectician will analyze your speech and return it to you. Your personal diagnostic evaluation. It'll look something like this, and it'll chart the areas of this course you need to give special focus to. Now, does this look sufficiently incomprehensible?
Boy.
Well, don't worry, because it's accompanied by my own personal directions to you on another audio cassette. I'll explain it all to you. I'll do this personally, or if I'm unavailable, another highly skilled specialist that I've selected will do it for me. Of course, you'll do fine, even without a diagnosis, but this cassette exchange between us allows me to create a personal training program for you. It offers a more precisely individual approach.
Now, why is it that speech coaches are always being so precise?
I don't know. I guess we just always want to get everything perfect. Which brings us to an even further refinement. The only way to make still more effective use of this course would be to arrange private coaching at our studios in Los Angeles, or private seminars conducted at your own location. Well, at the very beginning of tape 2, you'll find the information on how to contact us about that. All right, I'm almost finished with the explanations. This course is mostly practice after all. But before we begin, let me give you the same frank advice I give all my clients. 2 things. First, give yourself completely to the exercises. Remember, we're going to train you with the same techniques used by professional actors. As long as you master the basic techniques of each section, you'll be able to produce results as American sounding as in the practice scenes. Now, some of the later scenes are challenging, but you need that. And if you ever feel that things are moving too fast, just grab what you can. You don't have to grasp all the content, all the practice, all at once, or in any order. And you will not perfect all your technique at once either. Which brings me to my second thing. You must practice and repeat and repeat and repeat. When you review the course, you can jump around anywhere. Speech is organic, so you can approach it in many ways. Now, you can work at your own pace, but keep working.
We don't talk, read, or spell by saying and thinking names of letters. Phonograms are letters and combinations of letters that produce a single, blended sound. Sounding out these phonograms lays a foundation for reading fluency. This feeling-based phonics system is a direct aid to mentally imprinting these phonograms through sense memory. The phonograms here are taught with animations that show where the points of vibration and feeling are, along with description of the feeling sensation. Live action speakers work through a structure of word lists, sentences, monologues, dialogues, and finally movie scenes, utilizing a triple repetition in 3 levels of vocal energy. The phonograms are color-coded in 3 primary colors: Yellow are all the major vowels. Consonants in green are legato, or sustainable. Green for go. Consonants in red are staccato, or plosive. Red for stop. For example, wild beasts, caged monkeys. Wild beasts, caged monkeys. Wild beasts, caged monkeys. DVD 1, tonal vowels. Y, E, and A are the strongly vibrating tonal vowels. DVD 2, structural and neutral vowels. These structural vowels are largely defined by their lip shape. The number assigned to each simply corresponds to the relative size of the lip opening. See more about this in Speech Dynamics structure. DVD 3, consonants. And more consonants. DVD 4, Connected Speech and Intonation, has consonant clusters that represent blend phonograms. This menu goes to video lessons including word lists and monologues. This menu goes to a section where these monologues are worked through with emphasis on linked phrases. Attention to weak forms, contractions, and linked phrases is another aid to building speed and comprehension in reading. This feeling-based system has advantages for all ages and reading levels: K through college, gifted, school children, homeschool, career advancement, reading skills enhancement for college and high school, special education, remedial, dyslexia, ADD, ADHD, ESL, and EFL students, A-OK. The subtitle of this program is Feeling Phonics. The phonics system here is based on feeling, not listening. Feeling the sounds is what counts. So get out of your head and remember that learning takes place in other parts of the body as well. The preparation menu on DVD 1 offers some natural warm-ups for relaxation and breathing. Professional speakers and performers are aware of how valuable these methods are. You will be too if you do even a very quick physical warm-up before starting. A little yawning, stretching, and shaking does more to put you in shape for speech than you would ever think it does. The vowels E, A, Y are your tonal anchors. They are the most strongly vibrating sounds in this system. They begin as vibration in the vocal cords, but become greatly enriched as you learn to focus the sound waves on the hard palate, and more particularly on the gum ridge behind your front teeth. When you can regularly produce E, A, and Y as strongly vibrating tonal vowels, it is the single biggest contribution you can make to improving every aspect of your speech, for being understood clearly, distinguishing between long and short vowels like date and det, for clearly producing the second stage of two-stage vowels, I, oi, oi, for providing added resonance to all vibrating vowels and consonants, and last but not least, for infusing good sound quality and control into all your speech, keeping it anchored in good tonality at a low register. A lower pitch range, which opens the higher pitch range for intonation and making your speech more expressive. Mastering E, A, and Y will take you a long way. DVD 2 covers the structural vowels, the vowels that have a shape or structure that you can see and feel. In this system, they are assigned a number corresponding to the size of their lip shape. Number 1 is the smallest. Ooh. Ooh. Number 5 is one of the largest. Aw. Aw. So a number 5-1 is ah, ooh, ow, ow. 2-1 is oh, oh. 3 is the midway position, aw, aw. 4 is aw, as in awed. 6 is ah, ah. 6Y is I. 3Y is oi, oi. Giving good lip shapes to these vowels not only provides good pronunciation, but helps create a voice box or megaphone behind the lips. This is how actors project their voices to the back row of a theater, without shouting, with no apparent effort. And good structural action will enable your voice to carry effortlessly in a public speaking environment, or when you want to be heard over the background noise on a busy street, or in a noisy restaurant. In an increasingly noisy world, being able to project your voice is a real advantage. All these major vowels, both tonal and structural, are color-coded in yellow. For example, at least he died in the world's greatest laboratory. At least he died in the world's greatest laboratory. At least he died in the world's greatest laboratory. The short grunt-like neutral vowels we call neutral 1, 2, 3, and 4, I, E, These are just in white. They're often interchangeable. The important thing is to keep them very short, treat them very different from the major vowels. On DVD 2, you'll learn that one way to do this is to focus vocal energy on the surrounding consonants. Play the consonants on either side of the neutral vowel and treat the vowel like it is the shortest distance between two consonants. For example, here's a sentence with neutral vowels I, Treat good, simple lesson, brother, as good, simple lesson, brother. Good, simple lesson, brother. Good, simple lesson, brother. Another technique, and this is specifically for foreign or regional accent reduction, is to color one neutral vowel with another, pronouncing took as tuck and tuck as took. For example, resists the tendency to slip into speaking a larger vowel. You will see exercises like this. The bull stood at the edge of the wood. The bull stood at the edge of the wood. The bull stood at the edge of the wood. The bull stood at the edge of the wood. And that leaves the less troublesome neutral diphthongs. Neutral diphthongs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or, ear, air, or, as in poor, peer, pair, poor. That covers the vowels. The consonants are color-coded in green or red. Green are the legato, sustainable, or continuant consonants, such as m, v, j, sh. Green for go. Continue the sound. Red are the staccato plosive consonants, such as b, p, g, k. Red for stop. Feel the drum beat. There isn't a lot to say about the consonants' general dynamics, because each has its own individual characteristics, which you'll learn about on DVD 3. Generally, the green are legato or sustainable, the red are staccato or plosive. They are studied in voiced and unvoiced pairs, like the Z and the S, and the D and the T. Consonants are wonderful things, and they're generally underplayed by speakers who don't realize their great musical values. In the consonant lessons, we practice the full musical values, followed by a repetition using the consonants to convey meaning. Following each video lesson, you can select more practice material, which uses the same structure of a list of operative words, followed by those words in sentences, all repeated in 2 or 3 stages of vocal energy. DVDs 4 and 5 put a lot of emphasis on connected speech. Now you'll see a blue underline where words are connected. Get used to pronouncing these underlined phrases like they were one word. Getting a feeling for connected speech is the key to gaining a natural, smooth-flowing style of speech. If English is your second language, connected speech is also critical to developing your listening and comprehension of spoken English. Because people do not speak in separate words, they speak in logical, connected groups of words. Those who grew up speaking English use connected speech all the time, but even they sometimes stumble over their own words because they're not aware of the little tricks for avoiding pitfalls. Trained actors, of course, are able to deliver lengthy, complex, even tongue-twisting passages flawlessly. This is not a gift. They have simply learned the rules for linking one word into another with intention. Often I've had very bright people tell me that their problem is they speak too fast, that no one understands them. Fast-thinking or fluent-thinking persons should never be forced to slow down. They must simply learn speaking skills that will enable them to keep up with their fluent thought processes. When they've learned to articulate their consonants and to link them together skillfully, their problem is solved. Intonation and rhythm patterns go a long way in carrying the meaning across in English. You can be speaking with perfect pronunciation, but put the wrong stress on a syllable and your whole statement may go without being understood. Likewise, with how and where your pitch and inflections rise and fall, and the tempo rhythms of your speech. Americans are used to hearing a familiar pattern, music in their speech. When you've learned to use the American pitch patterns to call attention to the important words in your speech, you become immediately more understandable. You should exaggerate these patterns and pitch jumps when you practice, especially if English is a second language to you. You may think you are using enough pitch when you are really using hardly any. When first learning these pitch patterns, it's better to overdo them until you really have some mastery. Later on, it will be easier for you to recognize the subtleties of intonation and how the same words can carry either a very precise meaning or even multiple layers of meaning. Remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I always recommend watching news programs for intonation practice, particularly international news programs like those on the networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, or cable CNN. My favorite among the network news programs is ABC's Peter Jennings. If you listen carefully, you'll notice that his use of intonation is very colorful and very, very effective. Even better for intonation practice is listening to a good public broadcasting or PBS news program. These are widely broadcast on PBS radio stations, so you could even listen in the car. On public television, you have the News Hour with Jim Lehrer. Jim and his panel moderators on the program, as well as the guests on the programs, use a great deal of intonation to get their ideas across. They are really getting into more complex issues, and to be sure they are being understood by a general audience, They really have to use a lot of intonation to make those ideas very clear. But all of these broadcasters are professional communicators, and as you become aware of the techniques they're using, you can use these techniques to give your own statements a clarity of through line while you're developing well-focused arguments. One final note, watching local news programs may not be as worthwhile. Those people are hired for their looks. Now keep in mind that this series is organized like a reference work. It's organized by sound. While there is a certain logic to proceeding from Disc 1 beginning to Disc 5 end, your best advantage is to mix things up, experience the benefits of cross-training. A good analogy here is how athletes train, alternating running, swimming, and bicycling. By training different muscle groups in different patterns, you experience improvements in all areas without overexerting in any one area. People have often asked me, for example, well, shouldn't I just be practicing to feel the difference between sh and ch, since that's a particular problem area for me? Yes, give that area regular practice, but also practice, for example, more sustained N and M consonants. Why, they'll ask, I already do N and M very well. Yes, I'll say, but learning to really excel at some things you already do well will raise your skills in these problem areas, because speech is synergistic. It's an organic process. You're not just a machine where you can put oil on the squeak. It's the same reason I suggest alternating among the three energies: tonal energy, DVD 1, structural energy, DVD 2, and consonant energy, DVD 3. Each is a different type of vocal dynamic and is an organic process. Each improvement in one dynamic is going to bring better performance in the other dynamics. Often sudden, unexpected, and wondrous improvements when suddenly the synergy happens. So, a typical cross-training session might include one tonal vowel, like E, one structural vowel, like ow, one legato consonant, like v, one staccato consonant, like k, linking practice, intonation practice, consonant clusters, and a movie scene. This kind of session might take 30 minutes in self-study, 50 to 90 minutes in a classroom setting. Initial training sessions include work on tonal vowels, structural vowels, neutral vowels, consonant energy, connected speech, intonation. Random training sessions. Now, you could let the DVD player select lessons in random order. These 3 steps are how a number of DVD players work for setting up a random session. Look for the shuffle or random keys. Your DVD player may work differently. Consonants not only shape and articulate our speech, they have great musical values that are often overlooked by untrained speakers. Realizing these musical values makes your speech not only more understandable, but more sonorous, more persuasive and impressive. Just learning to sustain the legato qualities in the N and the M is very pleasing and musical, and brings a fullness to your speech. Consonant clusters, DVD 4. These tongue-twisting monologues are meant to be fast-moving. Grasp what you can as you get familiar with the linked phrases and eventually master these. If you can grasp only one phrase, or even one vowel or one consonant, that's progress. With practice, you'll pick up more and more, and when you can go through an entire scene with all the vowels, consonants, linking, and intonation in proper play, you will have accomplished a very demanding exercise. Don't feel bad about taking this step by step. When you're still grasping at pieces of scenes, it's not important to keep in sync with the speaker. You can be a little behind. It is important that you feel the focus of your points of vibration. As you get to know the scene, try to stay in sync with the speaker and mirror the form and feeling of the speaker. For beginning students, you may want to write on the blackboard the linked phrases, blue underlined on the video, or use the pause to stop and work through phrases with a careful deliberation. There is some fun in discovering the rhythms of longer dialogues as you master the linked phrases, and a sense of accomplishment in being able to repeat these articulate and fluent. Intonation preparation. Review the Y-Buzz siren on DVD 1. This teaches how to feel pitch change. Foreign students should go for extremes in feeling a jump up, step down in pitch patterns. Later, after feeling the extremes, it's much easier to modify intonation to more subtle expressions. Note all of the variety in pitch and rhythms used throughout the program. Practice scenes, DVD 5. You could start a session with a movie scene, then go back and work technique from earlier in the series. As time goes by and the areas that need more work come into focus, you can select the sounds and techniques that you know need more work. The most advanced approach, after students have learned the scene completely, is to walk through the scene, the way we walk through the scene on the video at the end of each work-through section. This will reinforce the intentions in the scene. Followers of total physical response will favor this approach. Right before you play a program, go to the blackboard and quickly outline the main ideas, just to reinforce what's coming. Discuss key phrases like feeling, vibration, sensation, stretch, stage 1, 2, and 3. Advice like, work at your own pace, just grab as much as you can. During faster moving scenes, especially from DVDs 4 and 5, each student should just do as much of the scene as he can do, completely, with energy. Even one vowel, or one consonant, or one connecting link, executed correctly, marks progress. This is different from whole language learning. Whenever you are reviewing any English materials from your curriculum, reintroduce techniques learned here and let the training carry over. For instance, read this using intonation to make the main ideas stand out. Or read this in 3 stages of energy, playing the structural vowels. Or read this twice, playing the consonants, first for full musical value, then to convey meaning. Or read this making all the connecting links and underplaying weak forms. Here's the thing about vocal energy and this kind of work. You can and often must spend a long time practicing without feeling like you're making progress. Instant gratification comes only so far as feeling the energy while you practice. Then one day, you begin to notice a different quality and clarity creeping into your speech. More and more, without even thinking about it, the synergy is setting in, and your speech has made a dramatic and permanent improvement. This is not brain surgery. It's making sounds. It's learning to make sounds very well and connect them together nicely. Something as simple as the sound air has a name like neutral diphthong, but learning the name is not important. For example, when I look at a picture book of pretty flowers, I don't worry about remembering the Latin name for the plant, but I'm glad to know that it's there on the page. I'm glad to know this is a Campanula rotundifolia. Also, the structure of this program is large, but don't be intimidated by that. If I took you to see a roller coaster, you could say, look at the size of it. The twists, the turns, the hills. Think of the mathematics, the geometry, the engineering. Or you could just buy a ticket and enjoy the ride. Just because something has an elegant structure doesn't mean it has to be any more complicated than breathing. When I talk about theory in this program, I use a higher vocabulary in order to keep it concise and not muddy up the waters laboring over theory. You can ignore all the theory and gain much more from this program by just doing the practice and enjoying the ride. Practice, practice, practice. Do you see what I'm trying to emphasize here? Regular practice. If you're planning a course of self-study, or if you're a classroom teacher looking to add pronunciation practice to an already busy curriculum, regular practice is what you should keep uppermost in mind. Let's suppose first that you are a classroom teacher. Your class only meets once a week for a 2-hour session. If you can only spare 15 minutes of that session, then make it the first 15 minutes of every session. Remind your students to carry over the good speaking skills from that little 15 minutes throughout the rest of the class session. For example, if I took them through tonal A, long A sounds that day, I would caution them to make good tonal A sounds throughout the session, even as we move on to another English subject area. Building on this approach, you could appoint a monitor, have 1 or 2 students keep an ear peeled throughout the session, and ask for a correction whenever they hear a student mispronounce table as tebble, agent as agent, save as sev. This frees up a part of your attention and at the same time builds awareness in your students. Teachers, while we're talking about your attention, when the DVD is playing, it acts as the master teacher, freeing you to become a side coach. Move around the class and give your students individual attention. Listen to the sounds they're producing. Check for good physicalization. Now, regarding the independent student engaged in self-study, the only thing important is to get in the physical practice of producing the sounds. Think of these programs as exercise videos, and be creative. You could even play your own music in the background. Most programs are simple enough that you can even divide your attention, multitask, especially as you become familiar with the course. Practice while you're making dinner. Practice while you're exercising. Practice while you're practicing your golf swing. Stay relaxed, but energized. Be sure you feel the lip shapes and points of vibration. Enjoy all the stretching. Get into all the sound-making exercises. Remember, sometimes it's the seemingly silliest things that really work. That's certainly true of speech. So loosen up, enjoy it, and produce amazing results. This is the main menu for DVD 1. The general introduction is a video introduction to the complete series. Tonal action preparation and tonal action practice are the submenus with the detailed contents of the tonal vowels. Below that are 6 topics, all related to exploring the complete series. Menu for tonal action preparation: relaxation and breathing, stretching. The subject of this menu is physical preparation, including an introduction to tonal action. E, A, and Y are your tonal anchors. The Y buzz siren is a warm-up exercise for tonal energy. Menu for tonal action practice. The left column is video training. The right column is more practice material. Practice is in a triple repetition in 3 stages of vocal energy. First in word lists, then in sentences, tonal vowels Y, E, and A. Following each video lesson, you see an Enter menu where you have the option to select more practice material, do nothing, and it proceeds on to the next video lesson. More practice material follows the same structure as the video practice. Operative words in 3 stages of energy. Background colors are also a clue. Green shades are stage 1. The operative words in sentences. Blue backgrounds are stage 2. Red or brown backgrounds are stage 3.
We're going to begin by doing some very simple relaxation and breathing exercises. And Connie's going to be our guinea pig. So, getting down on the floor, flat on your back, arms at your sides. I want you to think of your body in logical muscle groups, all right? This exercise we'll call muscle spreading. So, like, here's a muscle group, from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here is a group, here's a group, here's a group, here's a group, and here's a group. So within each group of muscles, think of those muscles as spreading out now. They're just spreading out. Let's check under here in the small of the back, and if there's a little space there, a little arch, then kind of press the small of your back against the floor real easily. You don't have to really think about holding it there, but think of what that small of your back feels like against the floor there, right? Because then your spine is in perfect alignment. And take nice, deep, easy breaths. Breathe in through the nose and through the mouth. I know your mother told you to breathe in through the nose, but we want to breathe in through the nose and the mouth. Get in more air that way. Nice, deep, easy breaths. All right. Muscle groups spreading out. You know how they say the universe is always expanding? Think of your body as the universe now, right? And all the atoms are expanding. Nice, deep, easy breaths. And if we've got any tension anywhere, let it go. Send a little messenger around. Is there any tension anywhere? Let it go. No. Let's see. The spine is real straight and the back of the neck is nice and long. Good. Nice, deep, easy breaths. Muscles spreading out, the universe expanding. Okay, slowly in your own time, come up and stand. And let's get that, Connie, come over here. Let's get that same nice, straight alignment. Well, the same kind of alignment we had on the floor. Think like there's a string coming out of the top of your head, right? That's going straight through your spine. Nice, deep, easy breaths. All right, now, let's take a couple steps back. And very slowly go down through the spine, bending over. Let the arms fall ahead of you, and let the neck fall loose too. Let the head fall over. That's it. Everything's nice and loose. Unlock the knees. Get a little more space between between your feet so you've got a good base. Now, just like when you were lying on the floor, when you're in this position, you cannot breathe incorrectly. It's all taken care of. Nice, deep, easy breaths. And coming up slowly through the spine. Very slowly, keep the head hanging over. Feel the sides expanding. Feel the sides, the stomach walls expanding and the sides expanding, filling up with air. We call this filling up the bucket, filling it from the bottom to the top. Coming up, feeling this getting wider, the back getting wider, broad spaces between the shoulder. So filling up the whole back with air. And finally bringing the head up. Nice, deep, easy breaths.
Feel more refreshed.
Good. Four natural ways to relax. Yawning. I notice you take in a big breath when you do that. Put sound with it too. We see animals do these kind of things all the time. And stretching. Stretching the fingers out too. Stretching forward all the way, that's it. Stretch those fingers out too. Let the fingers stretch out. Feel them individually stretching. Every finger and the thumb. Every finger stretches. That's it. Stretch the neck forward. That's it. Everything stretches forward. Good. Stretching over to one side, stretching over to the other side. Stretch the fingers out too. Get those fingers stretching. And keep yawning too. Do a little more yawning. Yawning is really like a stretch. Shaking, that's another thing we see animals do. Shake one arm. You've seen animals do this, haven't you?
Yeah.
Shake. Dogs and cats do this kind of thing. Be sure the wrist is loose. And shaking the other arm. Both of them. Shaking one leg. Right? Get that ankle loose too, so the foot's shaking loose there. And the other leg. Sometimes one ankle is looser than the other one. Yawning, stretching, shaking. One more thing, swallowing. I know that's one we usually don't think about, but try going without swallowing for a while. It's like going without breathing for a while. We never think about it, but it soothes and relaxes the throat. It lubricates the throat. Exercise 1, the Y-buzz siren. The Y-buzz is the sensation of the E sound as a buzz or vibration on the gum ridge. Right here on the gum ridge, right above the front teeth, you feel a little buzz of the E there. Concentrate on feeling the vibration of a pure E sound on the roof of the mouth, just above the front teeth on the gum ridge. E, E, E. You should be able to feel vibration in the teeth as well as on the gum ridge. E, 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 E. And let your lips pout forward a little bit. E, like that. That helps focus the sound waves right onto the gum ridge. E. Very good. Now, siren up in pitch. E, E. Siren up and siren down. E, E. E. Siren down. E. Up again. E. E. When you siren up, you'll feel the vibration move from the gum ridge up to a little bit higher, right? A little bit higher up on the roof of the mouth. As you siren down, you'll feel the vibration moving back down onto the gum ridge, just above the teeth. And you may feel the teeth themselves vibrating a little. E, 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 E. So do that little pout, E, E, the Y buzz lip position, and siren up. E, E. Now let's do it more gradually, a slow siren up. Then we'll take a breath and siren down. E, E. And go back down into that little lip position, that little pout when you get in the low pitch. Once again, E, E. You feel that little arc of vibration going back on the roof of the mouth and then coming back down again. It makes a little arc there. Once again, E, 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 E. Once again, E, E. Good. All right. The word list for the Y initial position. Hold each of these Y sounds for at least 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Now that's longer than you think it is. E, yellow. E-U, E-yard, E-yell, E-yield, E-yes, E-use. Now repeat those words, hold, or a better word is sustain the Y for 1 second. E-yellow, E-U, E-yard, E-yell, E-yield, E-yes, E-use. Now repeat that list again, sustaining the Y just long enough to feel the vibration. Yellow, you, yard, yell, yield, yes, use. Good.
Stage 1. Year. Yet. Yam. Yell. Yacht. Yank. Young. Your. Yield. Yoke. Yawn. Yen. Stage 2. Year. Yet. Yam. Yell. Yacht. Yank. Young. Your. Yield. Yoke. Yawn. Yen. Stage 3. Year. Yet. Yam. Yell. yacht, yank, young, your, yield, yoke, yawn, yen.
The Y list, final position. Now these are strong but short in the final position. So the first time through, sustain the Y for 1 second. Happy, angry, hungry, thirsty, city, ready. Repeat, sustaining the Y just long enough to feel the vibration. Happy, angry, hungry, thirsty, city, ready. Short but strong.
Story, galley, yearly, crazy, pretty, handy, juicy, spooky. Story, galley, yearly, crazy, pretty, handy, juicy, spooky. Loyal, beyond, value, amuse, canyon, onion, million, familiar. Loyal, beyond, value, amuse, canyon, onion, million, familiar.
The Y sentences. First time through, hold the Y for 1 second. I'm hungry and thirsty, and I'm not happy. I'm ready to yield to this city. Yes, I yelled across the yard. I'm angry that you used my yellow car. Repeat, sustaining the Y just long enough to feel the vibration. I'm hungry and thirsty, but I'm not happy. I'm ready to yield to this city. Yes, I yelled across the yard. I'm angry that you used my yellow car. The slower drills get you in the habit of feeling these sounds. The faster drills carry over this feeling into your conversational speech.
Stage 1. The value of the yield is beyond 1,000,000 yen yearly. Stage 2. The value of the yield is beyond 1,000,000 yen yearly. Stage 3. The value of the yield is beyond 1,000,000 yen yearly. Stage 1. Yesterday, the loyal young soldier told a spooky story. Stage 2. Yesterday, the loyal young soldier told a spooky story. Stage 3. Yesterday, the loyal young soldier told a spooky story. Stage 1. I was familiar with your pretty canyon, yet I gave a crazy yell to amuse you. Stage 2. I was familiar with your pretty canyon, yet I gave a crazy yell to amuse you. Stage 3. I was familiar with your pretty canyon, yet I gave a crazy yell to amuse you. Stage 1. Go into the handy galley of the yacht and mix the egg yolk with the yam and juicy onion. Stage 2. Go into the handy galley of the yacht and mix the egg yolk with the yam and juicy onion. Stage 3. Go into the handy galley of the yacht and mix the egg yolk with the yam and juicy onion.
Sustain the E for at least 3 seconds, which is longer than you think it is. He, she, we, sweethearts, T-shirt, sleeves, jeans, reading, Argentina, trees, green, feet, sleep, meat, cheese. Repeat, sustaining the E for 1 second. He, she, we, sweethearts, T-shirt, sleeves, jeans, reading, Argentina, trees, green, feet, sleep, meat, cheese. Yawn, take a breath, relax. Repeat the list again, sustaining the E just long enough to feel the vibration. He, she, we, sweetheart, T-shirt, sleeves, jeans, reading, Argentina, trees, green, feet, sleep, meat, cheese.
Stage 1. Feel, heat, teach, peace, seize, priests, breathe, deeply. Stage 2. Feel, heat, teach, peace, seas, priests, breathe, deeply. Stage 3. Feel, heat, teach, peace, seas, priests, breathe, deeply. Stage 1. Weakly, freeze, devious, allegiance, these, 3, lethal, free. Stage 2. Weakly, freeze, devious, allegiance, these, 3, lethal, free. Stage 3. Weakly, freeze, devious, allegiance, these, 3, lethal, free.
The E sentences. Sustain the E for 3 seconds. We, sweethearts, are reading about Argentina. The second time through the same sentence, sustain the E for 1 second. We, sweethearts, are reading about Argentina. And now just long enough to feel the vibration. We, sweethearts, are reading about Argentina. The next sentence. Stage 1 for 3 seconds. He wore jeans and a t-shirt with short sleeves. Stage 2. Sustain the E for 1 second. He wore jeans and a t-shirt with short sleeves. Stage 3. Sustain the E just long enough to feel vibration. He wore jeans and a t-shirt with short sleeves.
Tonal action both uses and creates energy, but without effort. Let's take a few seconds now to stretch again.
Right. The whole body stretch forward. Stage 1. Lying under a green tree, eating meat and cheese, his feet fell asleep. Stage 2. Lying under a green tree, eating meat and cheese, his feet fell asleep. Stage 3. Lying under a green tree, eating meat and cheese, his feet fell asleep.
Stage 1. Teach, these 3 priests to breathe deeply and feel heat before they freeze. Stage 2. Teach these 3 priests to breathe deeply and feel heat before they freeze. Stage 3. Teach these 3 priests to breathe deeply and feel heat before they freeze. Stage 1. Weekly, we seize lethal weapons from the devious allegiance to maintain the peace and remain free. Stage 2. Weekly, we seize lethal weapons from the devious allegiance to maintain the peace and remain free. Stage 3. Weekly, we seize lethal weapons from the devious allegiance to maintain the peace and remain free.
The plus Y buzz. This is a variation of the Y buzz. It's a diphthong, that is, 2 sounds blended into one. It's E plus E, A. Emphasize the second sound, which is the Y buzz. A.
So the A is mostly the E sound.
That's right. Now try warming up on this. Yee. The A list. Sustain the A for at least 3 seconds. They name David bathing suit, cake, baby, plate, grapes, table, gray. Now, sustaining the A for 1 second. They name David bathing suit, cake, baby, plate, grapes, table, gray. Stage 3, sustaining the A just long enough to feel the vibration. Name, David, bathing suit, cake, baby, plate, grapes, table, gray.
Stage 1. Bay. Safe. Nation. Stage. Danger. Famous. Great. Asian. Stage 2. Bay. Safe. Nation. Stage. Danger. Famous. Great. Asian. Stage 3. Bay. Safe. Nation. Stage. Danger. Famous. Great. Asian. Stage 1. Stay. Obey. Engage. Plays. Create. Range. Trade. Away. Stage 2. Stay. Obey. Engage. Plays. Create. Range. Trade. Away. Stage 3. Stay. Obey. Engage. Plays. Create. Range. Trade. Away.
The A sentences. Sustain the A for 3 seconds. Stage 1. The baby in the gray bathing suit is named David. Stage 2, 1 second. The baby in the gray bathing suit is named David. Stage 3. The baby in the gray bathing suit is named David. Stage 1. They laid the table with plates of cake and grapes. Stage 2. They laid the table with plates of cake and grapes. Stage 3. They laid the table with plates of cake and grapes. The Y buzz and the plus Y are excellent for warming up your voice anytime. They act as anchors for the tonality of all your speech, and they protect against strain and throatiness. They also place your voice in a lower register for a deeper, darker, richer, sexier sound.
And yes, Women sound more sexy with a lower pitched voice, the same as men.
Cheers. So long for now.
Stage 1. The famous author will create a range of great stage plays. Stage 2. The famous author will create a range of great stage plays. Stage 3. The famous author will create a range of great stage plays. Stage 1. Obey the danger signs and stay away from the bay. Stage 2. Obey the danger signs and stay away from the bay. Stage 3. Obey the danger signs and stay away from the bay. Stage 1. The Asian nation will engage in safe trade. Stage 2. The Asian nation will engage in safe trade. Stage 3. The Asian nation will engage in safe trade.